What's up, everybody?
Episode 4 of our podcast. we made it further than everybody said we would already. Today's gonna be a fun. We're gonna tap into some music, and that'll probably be a pretty good conversation there. With that'll probably create a million other conversations for today and down the road. That's for sure.
It will. I'm excited. We're gonna do our top 10 list of the bands that we think, I guess, are the best or the highest rated or something. What? Yeah. All right.
So everybody had a good week. You had a good week.
Oh yeah.
He's been going to the Y.
All right, y'all want to see a muscle?
Boom. He's been going to the Y and working out, but he also goes in the men's locker room, and he's cool, really cool with it. And the men's locker room at the Y, there's always them one guys, if you know, and ladies, if you don't know, and maybe it's like that in the women's. I don't know what it's like over there, but in the men's locker room, nobody really wants to walk around naked, but there's always that one or two old dudes that just got to do that. They got to walk around naked.
It's horrible.
Yeah, it's always, every men's locker room is like that. It's horrific. I had a terrible experience at the aquatic center in Charlotte. Like Chris knows. So before we get into today's subjects, real quick, I was at the aquatic center. The guys that was in the lane beside me, I was, because I swim U.S. Masters. I do meets and stuff. Like, I'm actually a really good swimmer. They swam Masters also. They were probably about my age, I'm guessing. And I could see that they were doing like a routine workout. Like, they were doing a couple laps of this or 4 laps of this. So, this is years ago. So I was like kind of duplicating their workout. And they picked up on it, so it got a little bit competitive. And so the way they would go is there was 3 of them, and so whatever they were doing, whoever was fastest would go first, then the second fastest, and you do that so you don't swim up the other person, and you swim to the right. The lanes are really wide, even that you race in. Like, you could pass each other in practice like that. I had a lane to myself, so I would watch what they was doing, and when the second guy would take off. And a couple of times I was catching up and actually finishing before they were, because I had to get to the wall and be like, y'all want to go again? We're going to do another lap? What's next? And they picked up on it, and, nothing was ever said, but they knew I was watching what they were doing, and they could tell, like, he's doing everything we do. But we all got a great workout in. So anyway, I go in, it's really cold outside. I had these, like, lined wind pants on, and that I was going. I went in the locker room, and the shorts. I don't even wear the little Speedo things. Like, the shorts, most of the time I wear actually some like really really thin like wind pant material Nike shorts. They're kind of short. There's like, I wouldn't wear them out nowhere else. But and they don't have no pockets or anything in them, and like they ain't got no resistance. Like they're and even then I'm gonna put something on over them when I come out of the water. I'm not gonna walk around in those even at a meet or anything. And so I had those on, and I grabbed my towel, my hoodie and stuff, and I go in the locker room drying off. I don't know why I went in the locker room. I should have just dried off right there and got dressed right there, because I wasn't undressed or anything, but it may have been chilly in there. I don't know. It's heated. It's indoor. Anyway, so I'm sitting there in the locker room, and I'm putting my shoes on, and I hear, man, you're a hell of a swimmer. And I was like, oh, thanks. And I look up, and this dude's standing there butt naked. And he's like, with his hands on his hip, like, hey, man, you're a hell of a swimmer. Like, he was really paying me a compliment. But when I looked up, I was like, hey, man. I was like,
things swinging in
like, I'm not going to use the exact language that I use, like, because I don't, but I was like, hey, man, what you doing, man? It's like, backed up. I was like, have you lost your mind? Like, and he's like, what are you talking about? I was like, sticks in my face, man. It was messed up. And he was like, well, you're in a locker room. You should be a little more mature. I was like, mature as what? I was like, is you standing over there changing, doing what you got to do? I said, not walking up on me that. And he's like, you need to grow up. And I was like, man, what? Like, I don't know. Like, I was pretty upset about it. Like, I don't know. How would you guys feel about that? If you're a guy, when you want, like, if in that situation, especially say you're at the gym, you've been playing some basketball, and you had a great day. You hit 6 threes in a couple pickup games, and you know 6 out of 6 on your 3-pointers, and one of your teammates is in there, and he's, hey man, you did a really good day, and you know you're changing out or whatever, and you look up and he's standing there, but like you don't want to talk to another man naked.
No, and especially not that close either.
Yeah, man,
you
it's
know,
just oh.
I don't get it though. You know, I've only been going for under a week so far, and
It's happened.
I've only went into the locker room once since I've been there. So, and I didn't see any. Thank goodness, no naked men walking around. But I know it happens in there, and I'm sure there'll be other stories that we're going to talk about.
If I'm going somewhere to work out
on here,
the most I'm going to have to go in the bathroom. I might have to if I have to pee. I'm going there. That's the only reason I'd have to go.
Oh yeah,
into that bath. Like I'm just. I know to avoid those places. Like
yeah,
like that was I learned that after the aquatic center locker room incident. You know, I don't mess with nothing like that.
But at the Y, they changed stuff up. They've changed stuff up in there that for some reason they've made the locker room smaller, so it's only like you can practically see everybody all at once in there. So, but yeah. Anyways,
everybody all together and stuff.
Yeah, man, and you have to go through the locker room to get to the pool.
I wonder if there's ever a situation where they find the comedy in it, like they're all standing there together, and they actually break out and be like, "It's fun to stay at the Y." They actually like you should do it one day. You should go to the locker room and just bust that song out and see if everybody joins in.
No, I will not.
I'll video I'll go in there for that to video. Like you try to get YMCA pumping at which is a fun all time song, but those people are not going to be mentioned on this list today. I can assure you that. They never will.
I thought I saw them on yours.
Nah.
You sure?
Nah.
All right.
Nah. So today what we're going to do, we're going to talk about the top 10 bands, acts. It can be a solo artist, individual. And one thing I talked about, I said when we were going to make this list is, I was like, man, my list is going to change from week to week on this top 10 of all time, your top 10 bands of all time. I was like, it really is. And my list is going to be a lot different than other people's. Some people may pick a certain band that's always going to be up there. Like when I think about the top 10, the way I look at this, and this is like, so this will tell you kind of like maybe what I'm listening to right now or would listen to. If I could only listen to 10 artists forever, bands or solo artists, like right now, this is the 10 I would probably pick. Yeah. Give or take. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And Chris kind of did the same thing with his list. Like I said, this is like don't like you don't get me kids got this or if you got that, like I know, like, but that's not like maybe I don't put it in the top 10 or we're not listening to it right now. So.
Yeah, the way I thought about mine was like the top 10 best or the most influential, for people that may have like did some changing for music, and these are bands that I do like and that I listen to. Some of these are bands that I listen to on a daily basis, and so yeah, that's kind of how I picked it.
In like 2009 or 10 or something, I did a video about a dude that won the Grammy for Best New Artist, and I did a video going, "Who the hell is this dude?" And every freaking hipster on the internet back then, literally, man, I had like 46,000 comments in 1 hour.
My God!
After the video,
because you didn't know who it was.
Yeah, and like he beat some people that were pretty popular that year. I was like, hey, I know who all these other people are. Who is this guy? I'd never heard of him, but yeah, the Bon Iver fans, people wish death on me and stuff. It told me I didn't know nothing about music, which is really ironic because I think Chris could speak and he does too. Like, come play some music trivia with me.
Oh yeah.
As long as we don't have to go much past the late '60s back, and even some of the old stuff, you might be surprised. But yeah, I know my music, but I don't attack us. Like just agree with us, but definitely leave comments. Put your top 10 or your top 5, or if you have somebody that'll always be in your top 10. Like I think we have a couple that probably every time is going to be in the top 10. But like like I said, when I say the top 10, like if we had to stop right now and I had to pick 10, this would probably be the 10 I'd pick. Make sense?
Yeah, I definitely have my 10, and these are bands that I'm listening to a lot.
And like we both have a few honorable mentions that would probably normally make the top 10 on another week, even another day.
Yeah.
So, and there's others that we didn't. Like, man, there's so many, there might be somebody out there who do like neither one of us put Bob Marley down on anything. Oh, you have it? Oh, okay. So, all right. So, first off, I don't have Prince. And I think Prince is one of the top 5 musicians to ever walk this planet.
Not in your top 10 today. Prince is not in your top 10 today.
I mean,
it's tough.
Yes. If it's top 10 all time, like all time, you've got to nail it down. Like, yes, Prince is top 10.
All right.
Because he's the top 5. I mean, he's one of the top 5 musicians to ever walk the planet, in my opinion. Okay. His ability and just everything about him. Prince, but somehow he didn't make my list this time. This is kind of messed up. I feel bad for not having him on there.
Doing a top 10 is hard because you put your 10 together, and
like,
you immediately start thinking about other people. As soon as I looked, I
was like, shit, I forgot to put Prince.
That's it.
Another one, Ray Charles. Like, I know a lot of people may not, but man, once you see the movie Ray, and then go listen to some of Ray Charles' music. If you haven't seen the movie Ray, you seen it?
Oh yeah. Jamie Foxx killed it, man.
Yeah,
that was his best role ever.
No, avoid. Like my life. This ain't a weed, Ray.
That was good stuff.
Oh, yeah, that had a lot of good quotes in it, that movie did, if you've seen it. But if you didn't, definitely go check it out and then go listen to some Ray Charles music. It'll make you look at it differently, I promise. Like, I'll become a Ray Charles fan of his music for sure. You might catch me at 2 a.m. playing in a poker tournament back in the day, jamming to some Ray Charles.
Indeed, and both of those are on your separates list, Prince and Ray Charles.
Yeah, these are just honorable mentions before we get into our top 10. Okay. Also, I'm gonna put these two together, even though I could do Tupac by himself. I'm gonna say Dr. Dre, Tupac, and if you could put that whole group with Dr. Dre, Eminem, Tupac, Snoop, everybody together as one group, like they're gonna be way up there on with all the genres, in my opinion. All those people are literally my age. You know what I'm saying?
They are.
They're a little bit older than you. They're all my age, and they've been.
They would be on my top list if there was a whole together of all of them
together.
For sure.
I've been jamming all of them together for a long time.
Yeah.
They give me a lot of good musical moments. The band Boston, one of my all-time favorites. It's so hard not to put them.
More Than a Feeling?
I know, man.
Come on, man.
They got some good songs. But they had the all-time biggest debut album for years. Appetite for Destruction passed it like a few years ago. It took it years. That was years of selling albums. But that was they passed Fleetwood Mac. Boston did. They held the record but Appetite for Destruction passed it, but it was like at least 15 years after it was released before it passed Boston. That was the highest debut. That was Guns N' Roses' debut album.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They unfortunately are not on my list, but they are one of my all-time top favorite. Maybe top 5 favorite bands, but I didn't put them on this list for some reason. But I love Guns N' Roses, man. Hardcore, Appetite for Destruction, Use Your Illusion, all of them. Good stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely. Another 70s band, Bad Company. And the reason I wrote them down honorable mention because I was doing something around the house. I had music playing and just random music, and it played a Bad Company song, and I was like, man, I ain't heard this in a while. I was like, damn, they got a lot of songs. Like maybe not as many as Leonard Skinner. Wow. There's gonna be some people that are like, man, they put Skinner on there. And you're right. Like, oh no, like I said, flavor of the week, kind of thing.
Yeah. Top 10 this week.
Yeah. Aerosmith, I would give a shout out to as an all timer. They're good. They're ballads. They're rock. They're more heavy stuff. I don't really like. I don't like the song "Dude Looks Like a Lady." That's kind of weird.
What about my big 10-inch record?
Well,
Do you know that song by my big 10-inch? Very dated.
I think they might have wrote that. Yeah, I'm an influencer, Chris. I'm an influencer. I've been influencing for a long time, you know, right? But all right, so Chris has got his honorable mentions. We'll do before we get into our list.
Well, the first honorable mention is one of my favorites, and I played them whenever. Anyways, the Journey.
Oh yeah.
You know, you can't. They should be on my top 10. They should. I know so many of their songs. So many.
Oh my gosh, yes, they're one of those bands. Like, I want to know what happened with that. What actually happened within the group for them not to ever have done a reunion tour with Steve Perry. They're selling out football stadiums. Think about it. They're on the verge of being too old now, but.
Yeah,
like during the early 2000s, 2010, if Journey does a stadium tour, as big as Taylor Swift's,
it's probably going to be pretty close. It would sell out for sure
everywhere.
But
yes,
so I got them on there, and this is another one that I put on as a. If this was next week, this would be on my top 10, and that's Wu-Tang, the Wu-Tang Clan. You know, they should be in the top to me, and that is a group. You know, they have so many good musicians that are a part of their team, and there's a lot of them that aren't that great. But an overall group, Wu-Tang should be in there.
I do my finances with the Wu. I got to diversify my bonds.
I got to diversify my bonds, man.
You see that on Chappelle Show? Yeah, I'm not. I wouldn't be a Wu-Tang fan. I like them. I know they're not like them, but like for some reason they remind me of like Insane Clown Posse, Cypress Hill, and I even said in a little different way, Bone Thugs Army. Like I was never a fan of any of those groups. I don't know. For some reason, I don't know why. But I think individually, some of their music I probably like.
Yeah, because you know Wu-Tang had Method Man, which he's probably the ended up being the biggest and most profitable one. His stuff was good. Redman stuff was really good. You know, Old Dirty probably did all right.
Ain't Method Man the one that did the song with Chris Brown and Lil Wayne? I don't know. Where he raps really, really fast. The Look at Me Now song, Look at Me Now.
I don't know. Method Man's good. I don't really know him.
No, that's like Busta Rhymes. That's Busta Rhymes.
Okay. Yeah. Liquid Swords. Who is that?
I don't know.
I don't either. That's going to have to be a new one. I'm going to have to look that one up. But we can't have a list without naming the one and only Bob Marley.
I got him on my all-time cool people wall.
I see him over there.
I didn't put him on there. Like normally, I probably would. How did I forget Bob Marley? I think if I was doing a top 50, Bob Marley would be in the top 10. Like I said, this top 10, my top 10 is always going to change. Like now that I look at it, like my top 10 is kind of like we're going to go with it, but I'm going to stand on it. I stand behind it. Yeah, 100%.
But you know, Bob Marley's the man in many, many, many ways. Musically, you know, his meaning. He was a cool guy. And the other one that I do have on my extras list is Prince. And
the purple one, he's the one, man. He's the best.
So pretty much this list that I'm talking about now, this would be my next week's top 10, I think, because these are some really good ones. Prince is known to be.
Prince is either the first or second best guitar player.
According to Clapton, right?
Eric Clapton said so too. He had the most unique style, originality, everything.
GZA, is that supposed to be the RZA? He's in the Wu-Tang. Oh, okay. All right, I got you. But
I always want to quote Chappelle Show, but you have to be careful quoting Chappelle Show, what you might say.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm trying to.
No. But then Jimmy Buffett. Man, that's a music legend. he died a couple of years ago, which I was heartbroken. You know, being a music lover, I think I was probably saddened. I probably cried that day, y'all.
I think you told me you did.
I probably did. God rest his soul. You know, he was one of the best for any. I think that anybody that likes to go and do beach activities, drink beer, margaritas. You know, the first thing I think of every time I go to the Keys, bam, Jimmy Buffett. Let's play some Jimmy. And you know, that's I think he should be at the top for one. There's not he's got to be the one that made that kind of music popular.
The only way you could probably get me, several things are gonna have to line up to get me to jam to Jimmy Buffett. I don't really like his music, but if you have me in the Keys or the Caribbean, somewhere like that,
Oh yeah,
you couldn't even pull this off at like the Outer Banks of North Carolina. You're gonna have to get me somewhere.
Clearwater.
We got to go. Yeah, we got to go. Well, I mean, yeah, we got to get real tropical about this.
Yeah.
And you got me to drink like out in the sun 4 or 5 beers. or some kind of strawberry fruit drink like a game or something like that.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Like,
Oh yeah.
you get me a few of them, maybe then I could feel Jimmy Buffett and what he's talking about. But all his songs are about drinking. It's like, sounds like a bunch of drunk people. Count me out.
Well, but you know, it is about drinking, but it's also about partying and having a good time. You know, he's Jimmy Buffett was very 420 friendly, and you know,
Well,
I'm sure it would have been a great time.
But like when I think about going to a Jimmy Buffett concert, it's like one of those things where everybody feels like they got to get really, really, really. It's a Jimmy Buffett concert. We got to get extra drunk tonight. It feels like one of those kind of events, and that's man. Like, you know, if he plays it, well, he can't play these now. if he'd have played it in Charlotte, man, there'd be at least 25,000 people at the amphitheater for him.
Oh, I was there. I was there last time he came through, and it was a sold out show. My buddy Paul showed up.
I think it held about 25K if it's full.
I think so. My buddy Paul showed up late. We had 2 extra tickets because we bought 4 of them because we wanted some people to go with us. So we gave my buddy Paul some tickets. Him and his son came. And he didn't even come and find us. He said they came into the theater and they stayed at the very back. He was like, man, there were so many people. He's like, we never would have found you. I was like, dude, we were down there right at the front of the lawn on the rail. If you guys would have walked straight down and just went in a direction, you would have found us. You know, we were right in the middle. But we used to get so aggravated with him.
I mean, every concert I ever went to. Man, when I seen Survivor back in the day at spring break, they was drunk people there. But it was always spring break. But man, I've never been to a concert where there wasn't drunk people. But to me, a Jimmy Buffett concert, I was like, man, that's too much partying for me. That's, you know,
taking it too far.
Like, it's not Woodstock, but it's like a 3.5 hour Woodstock.
Okay.
Kind of, I don't know. Like, it just seemed like a lot of.
Similar to a Fish show.
I don't know. I guess I grew up around a few people that drank, so like a crowd like that was a lot of drinking. Like I used to love concerts, but I don't like them anymore. And it's when I think back, like, man, that'd be so annoying. There's only certain bands I would go see now. It has to be like a laid back, chill kind of band.
Yeah,
I can't be around a bunch of craziness.
Yeah,
I'm past that. I've done all that. I've done the crazy. Been there.
Yeah. Well, let's get on. You want to start at the bottom and work your way up?
Yeah.
You're gonna do.
Right.
You're gonna
do
one.
We'll go 10
to
number 1. Yeah,
right.
I'll do my 10. All right. So, like I said, if I was picking 10 artists or bands right now, I would start my list off. Some weeks they might be higher. If I did a top 20, they're probably still gonna make the top 10. But I'm gonna go with Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, Axl, Slash, the whole gang.
They had more than just that one album, I know the whole Appetite for Destruction album. Like, I know all the other songs and stuff on it. A lot of songs that people don't know.
Yeah,
and like the 1 in a Million, and I used to love her, but I had to kill her.
Oh yeah, yeah. One of my favorites is November Rain, man. I think that is that is the coolest music video ever. You know, Slash walking off the track.
Yeah, he walks out of that big giant cathedral church. He's like, yo, I gotta go outside and play this solo. And he walks out of this little bitty church and he's just out there with the dust going by and stuff.
That's the coolest shit in the world, man.
He's all right.
Man,
It is really
nothing cooler than Slash out there.
It rains at the wedding and stuff in the video.
Oh yeah, I mean, that was big time. That was big time MTV music video stuff. Whenever that was out,
Man, I know Bob Dylan did "Knocking on Heaven's Door." Somebody else has done it also. I don't know. Bob Dylan might have done it originally.
yeah, he did.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Bob Dylan didn't do "Knocking on Heaven's Door." Axl Rose and Guns N' Roses did "Knocking on Heaven's Door."
I agree.
Like he's got especially where he's got that choir singing and Axl out sings him. He's he's crunk up like it's all where they do it. The knock knock. They're doing it back and forth.
Oh yeah.
That's it's way better than Bob Dylan's version.
I went to send you before you move on. I went to almost sent you a video I saw of him recently. It's so bad.
Oh, I can imagine.
Oh God, it was November Rain. It's my favorite Guns N' Roses song, and it just broke my heart. I was like, man, I'm glad that I didn't go see him again because he just he's still trying to they're still trying to do the thing, but it's not as good.
Vince Neil and I think the other guys in the band got really mad at him when they tried to tour. It was like last summer, maybe the summer before, and like the first night of the show, people were posting TikTok videos, and Vince Neil was out there. Like he's like they're in the first verse of the they're like a minute into the first song. He's over leaning on the amps, like holding the mic out, and letting everybody sing for him. And then they made some other videos where he's going like playing something, and it sounds like they show what it sounds like he's actually saying. He's like,
oh yeah,
talking about Big Mac and cheese. I can't remember exactly, but it is freaking hilarious. It's like. Vince Neil, it's so sad, dude. Like I know we are gonna get old and stuff, but damn, dude, like he let himself go big time. Mötley Crüe's a great band from back in the day. Like they're not gonna be on my list today, but
yeah,
there might be a time when they make it. Yeah. All right, what you got at 10?
At 10, I have the Foo Fighters and Dave Grohl. You can't go wrong there. I've seen them live only one time. And I've seen a bunch of bands that they were the most rocking, loud
you
band.
You seen the Foo Fighters live?
Yeah, it was.
I have to ask something, Chris.
Ask.
Did you throw Mentos onto the stage?
Man, no. I wish I would have had some
would
Coca-Cola.
You have threw them up here?
No, but if I would have had a Coca-Cola, I would have definitely threw them down in there and sprayed the crowd because we were sitting up on like the balcony area.
I'm sure everybody down there just been completely cool with getting sprayed with a sticky drink.
Well, if they're down there and I'm up there, they can't come get me anyway. So
was that a thing at their show?
No, it wasn't.
Okay. No,
it was really cool, man. They jammed about probably halfway through or so, and Dave got up and started talking on the microphone. He's like, you know what? He's like, we got a bunch of songs. He was like, so I'm gonna shut up and I'm just gonna play.
Make a note if Chris goes to the Foo Fighters, tell them we're busy. Like I'm not. It's like, somebody's gonna get so mad.
Oh. The Foo's awesome, dude. Dave Grohl, whatever he touches turns to gold. I mean, maybe up until this little incident that he had with somebody that he paid off a girl. Didn't he cheat on his wife with somebody? I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. No, the internet world, you guys can let me know if I'm wrong. Just comment in there and let me know if I'm wrong, and I'll.
Did he really do it, or did it?
No, I think he did. I think he got her pregnant. I believe.
I mean. If it was all consensual, I mean, he's a bad guy for doing that to his wife and stuff. But
and I'm not saying he did any,
I don't know their situation. I ain't judging. I whatever, man.
Hey,
ain't none of my business.
Mine either.
That's between him and his wife and that girl. Before anybody else. So I don't. First time hearing of it, don't know.
Yeah, but that's my.
I would never. The Foo Fighters wouldn't make my top 100.
They have songs that I like from every album that they've put out. Now, not saying I like every album all the way through, but they have songs on every album that I like and that have been radio hits. So, influential for me, But that's me. What you got for 9?
Not the Foo Fighters.
Don't shy away from what you got.
I wouldn't put. The Foo Fighters in my top 100 of all time.
No, 100? Man. Man.
Sorry.
What do y'all think about that?
Right, so at number 9, a lot of you guys are going to be like, what? But, man, I like their music. Even some of the stuff that has never got radio play. They're a really good band. They've been around since the late '90s, probably. Toad the Wet Sprocket.
What was their song?
Walk on the Ocean is a big hit of theirs. They have that song Fall Down. They have a song, it's not really a popular, it's like on an acoustic album they did. It's called Nancy. That's a freaking good song. That's one of my favorite songs. Like, actually, I think we're going to see Toad the Wet Sprocket in August.
Are you?
Yeah, we're going to get, well, I was actually going to buy like and then say who all, I think Ty and Eve want to go. It'll be festive.
All right.
I'm sure you can go.
All right.
It'll end up being me babysitting there, right? Drunk.
Oh, no, not everybody. Chris doesn't drink that much either.
Yeah.
I don't have much to say about Toad the Wet Sprocket.
They're a great band.
When was their years? Like, what was their hot years?
Early 2000s.
Okay.
Probably.
All right. So they were on that end of the grunge era type stuff.
Let's see, 90.
Is that
90, hit 94. Oh, you know what? They might be actually for sure mostly 90s, actually.
all right?
They might not. I don't know how
So
much
right
they've
there.
done since then.
All right.
Maybe one or two albums that didn't do as well, but man, like I'm just saying, like I would definitely, I'm taking Toad the Wet Sprocket for they're going to be in my top 10. If we were doing like a top 50 and it had to be all time top 50, they would still fall inside that top 50.
Guy Greg, he says he loves them.
So like, but that's somebody I've been jamming to here lately. I caught myself like they're showing up on my YouTube playlist. My Pandora's playing them. So yeah.
Well,
Toad.
That's
as
not
some
a bad
people
one.
would say.
Well, I've got for my number 9 the Beastie Boys.
Ooh.
You know, I think they would be in my top 10 every time. I think they would always make it. I can listen to the Beastie
They're
Boys.
all-time top 50 for sure.
Top 50.
For sure. Maybe I'd have to really think about it, but their influence and just to show you like an example of how respected the Beastie Boys are. There's a video, some of you guys may have seen it, and they're playing it like a small venue, but it's like an award show or something. And the stage kind of circles around through the crowd, and it's got, man, Ice Cube and like all these, and it's all black, legendary like rappers and hip hop artists is like kind of in the crowd. It's like odd to see all of them together, honestly. And the Beastie Boys come out, he's like, let me clear my throat. And that song, and they're all, man, everybody in there is like, doom.
I bet, man. You can feel it.
Everybody's like,
oh, yeah.
Because that was before any of them made music. Like, they were showing mad respect to the Beastie Boys. So, yeah. I remember the first time my dad heard of Beastie Boys, I was like, you got to put this tape in, listen to this. And he was like, oh, yeah, this is great. It was Brass Monkey or something like that. Dun, dun. He's like, oh, yeah, turn this up. I was like, and I even told him, I said, I don't know, man, there might be something different about this band right here. I said, this is a different kind of thing. He's like, oh, it's always been something kind of different. But, you know, look how popular the Beastie Boys are.
Oh, huge, man.
3 or 4 decades later.
Yeah.
You know, they withstood the test of time.
Their music stayed kind of the same, but changed with the times enough.
I don't remember what years it was. For like a year at least, my ringtone was the Sabotage. That was my ringtone on my phone.
And you know what? I got to backtrack for a second because here's one that I can't believe that I didn't put on my top 10 list is the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Man, I cannot believe that I forgot to put them on there.
They're probably all-time top 25. Longevity. Man, it seemed like the Red Hot Chili Peppers come out when I was in junior high. I swear, man, it was like the mid-'80s.
They did. It's probably 85 or 86 they probably started doing stuff. The Chili Peppers have been around forever.
And they've got so many. And really, what's your favorite Chili Pepper song?
Man, now, this is going to be a tough statement for some people to hear. My favorite Chili Peppers album is Californication, the one that came out in the 90s.
Yeah.
And my favorite song is probably Scar Tissue from the Chili Peppers.
I I would say my favorite Chili Pepper song is Danny California.
Oh man, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that
That's
was
the-
later
that's-
than mine.
That's that jam right there, boy. They were on one, that one.
I like the lyrics.
It's got a great video.
With a name like Danny California, the day was gonna come when I was gonna moan you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's some good shit right there. That's good stuff. Like definitely. Yeah. I actually thought about the Chili Peppers and I was like, after I made it, I thought about them. I was like, I don't know where I would stick them in at. Like I could easily replace a few on here with the Chili Peppers, but not this week.
Yeah.
I haven't been jamming to them lately. You're gonna have me listen to the Chili Peppers tonight for sure.
Yep, their new album.
Happy will be out. Happy gets down to Happy always listens to a lot of reggae, but he'll listen to the Chili Peppers and Sublime. And
that's cool.
He likes his other stuff too.
That's cool. We're on to number 8, and it's your turn.
All right, so I'm gonna throw a lot of people a curveball, and a lot of people are gonna say, "Well, yeah." And if you really think about it, depending on how old you are, also, but man, I'm this week even though I hadn't really been listening to them, but they just immediately come to mind. Oh my gosh, I forgot Mellencamp. But anyway, he'll get on there next week. Hall & Oates, and when you go Hall & Oates, like yeah, I'm picking the 10 that I get to listen to forever. The Hall & Oates, we looked at what they have 12 top 10s.
What was it, 16?
No, yeah, 16.
It was 16.
They had 16 top 10 songs.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So, that's probably, and that was when I was growing up. So, the Sarah and Making My Dreams Come True. Like, they had some just good songs.
Oh, they do. We was talking earlier, and
She's a man eater.
Those songs that you're like, whenever you're not sure, you're like, man, who is this? When you're listening to the radio, chances are it's Hall & Oates, especially if you're listening to the older music. I love Hall & Oates, man. That's a good number 8. They're not on my list at all, but they should have been. That's a good one. That's a good one.
I think there's just a lot of. I think that most of the people watching, we have some fans within the Hall. That's going to agree with me on the Hall & Oates.
Probably a bunch because Daryl was doing stuff up until just a few years ago. He did the Live at Daryl's House stuff where he'd have bands come in and play with him at his home studio. Super cool. If you haven't seen any of those, go look them up because those are awesome shows. But for my number 8, I got Pink Floyd. I know how much of a fan you are. You don't think they're overrated at all.
Yes, Pink Floyd is one of the most overrated bands. And I had my Pink Floyd stage when I was like 17 or 18 or whatever. And after that, I was like, after I got done with that phase, it was like, I don't need to do that anymore. Don't want to see that stuff like that anymore. I don't know. I just kind of, I was like, like Pink Floyd's not that good.
Man, they really are though. That's just all that music that those guys make. That's just 4 guys. That's it, and they are phenomenal.
Most
especially
bands
for
are
their
4
time.
guys.
Well, I mean that's true too, but the Pink Floyd is awesome. David Gilmour is a top 10 guitar player, for sure, and they did cool stuff.
Yeah, Hall & Oates they'll get a song stuck in your head.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
They're that kind of band.
Yeah. But Pink Floyd was my 8. I know you're not a fan, but they're there. And will they be there next week? Maybe not. They do have some slow, draggy music. But if you're in that state of mind, Pink Floyd's awesome. If you're wanting something that's going to pump you up, I wouldn't go jump up and put the wall on if I'm wanting to, go work out or something. But that's me. What you got for
So if you're
7?
like 1,000 milligrams deep, you jump on some Pink Floyd.
No, I like to put Pink Floyd on. If I'm gonna take a nap in the middle of the day, you can't go wrong with Pink Floyd.
1,000. Then I put on some Pink Floyd.
Man, I couldn't eat 1,000 milligrams if I wanted to. What you got for number 7?
I'm wearing a Joey Diaz shirt.
You think you could hang with Diaz?
Yes. Next would be Charlie Daniels Band for me.
Whew.
Now I could easily the honorable mentions and like we discussed it. I asked him if he was he put a country band on there. Man, if I was going to name I could put I think "Killing Time" by Clint Black is probably the best country song of all time. Actually, if you go to that actual video on YouTube and look somewhere through the comments, there's a video. There's a comment on that video where I said that, and it's got like a couple thousand likes. Like there's random places that we show up in comments, and people are like, "Oh my gosh, Monkey Boo," or Pete, like, "Pete, what are you listening to?" And like sometimes I'm like, "Hey, don't tell nobody I was on this video. Leave it a comment." But I've actually picked up a lot of followers with leaving. I got some that's got like tens of thousands of likes. My comments,
Yeah,
just catch the right comment on the video.
oh yeah. But Charlie Daniels, that's who was your
yeah,
seven.
I mean, and it's not just Devil Went Down to Georgia, which is really good, which is something I'd always like to do a remake, and you can just play it on the guitar, we can change it around. Like I could write it so fast about the devil come up to meet Happy and do YouTube videos against him.
Y'all let us know if y'all want us to.
Oh, I could write that.
Y'all want us to do that.
Man, he had a lot of good country music, but I could put Hank Williams Jr., even the Judds, who Chris didn't even know who the Judds were.
I still don't. I didn't look them up to listen to them, but I looked up the
music
picture.
on this. We really at some point, if we actually had a legit sponsor that was paying for it like that, then I think we're like kind of allowed to play some music and stuff.
Yeah. So anybody out there want to legit sponsor us?
Right.
Yeah, we're wide open to that suggestion.
We're waiting on somebody to sponsor the smoke detector.
Oh yeah. Whoever wants to donate, how much are 9-volt batteries? Like $5.95 or something like that.
That might actually inspire the name of the podcast. Or we're thinking about it.
Yeah.
The smoke detector. Or something like that. Somewhere around
the chirping ceiling birds. Somebody said that one. But is it my turn for number 7? Yeah,
I'm doing great. You don't watch Monkey Boo videos? Monkey Boo is famous, and Monkey Happy and Mila.
Yeah. You gotta get on there. Check out those monkey videos.
Responding to the live comments.
Yeah.
All right, we're on number 7.
Okay, so this one, she's at number 7, and this is a she, and I think that she is the greatest singer. She could be the greatest singer in American history, period. And that's Whitney Houston. And, I don't think I'm going to catch much argument back, even in comments or anything, or even from you for that matter, about Whitney being my top 10.
Respect due where it's due. Like, I don't know, man. I'll be honest with you. When that song, I Want to Dance with Somebody or whatever it was.
Oh, yeah.
And that little purple dress, I was probably like junior high, man. Like,
that was it, huh? Yeah.
Whitney got.
Hey, look, that song, I was telling my buddy earlier today, that song, when that thing comes on, you will see me get up, dance, and probably even sing the words to it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's my jam right there. I want to dance. I'll be up there getting it.
If you would freaking video that, we can. There are a couple platforms where I can post that with the music. Please do that.
Let's see if we can get paid. I get half, remember.
Okay, that's absolutely fine. Just do it. Dance to Whitney Houston. But I can see that. I respect Whitney Houston's voice for sure.
Yeah, there's, other than her, the way things ended for her, there's really nothing bad that you can say other than that she just chose the worst man possible for her.
Can't be mad at it.
Yeah.
All right. For number 6, and this is one that can move. Like I could replace them with REO Speedwagon just like that. Just for an example, from the time.
How's your daughter gonna feel about that?
She probably she wouldn't like it. It's her favorite. But I'm gonna go with Styx at number 6. Styx is a great band. I think they're. Did Alyssa say that they were kind of like Nickelback? That it was not cool to like Styx? Didn't she say that?
I don't know.
I remember in the Adam Sandler movie Big Daddy, when he was trying to get the girl, he was like, "Yeah, I like." And he was telling her that he knew the drummer or whatever, making up those little lies to. And he's like, "No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding." But he goes, and they both said that they got picked on by their friends because they like Styx. Well, like they're a great band. That's one that'll fluctuate in and out for sure. But right now, I'm gonna put Styx at number 6.
So I just looked it up. Styx has 16 top 40 hits.
Wow.
16. Man, that's right up there with was it Hall and Oates that we were talking
but
about?
those are top 10.
Ooh. Okay. All right. That's the difference. But I like Sticks. It doesn't get much better than Come
I
Sail
mean,
Away.
they got 16 songs that you're gonna know.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
probably gonna know the words too.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's a good one. I like the Sticks. And now for our number 5, and we did these picks separately. We didn't do them together.
Yeah.
And both of our number 5s are rap artists.
Yeah, actually, it did work out that way.
Yeah. So my number 5 is Tupac Shakur. I don't think it gets. For me, I think he's the best rapper. Period. Yeah, you got
Another
him
person
on the wall.
On my wall.
Yeah.
Another person that's on my wall. So I have my wall of cool people. I have Bob Marley and Scarface and Tupac, Tony Soprano, the cast from Goodfellas, Samuel L. Jackson, John Travolta in Pulp Fiction, in the shooting scene, and Kobe Bryant.
Yeah. And then your hero, Monkey Boo.
Well, actually, I want to get a blacked out picture of myself, and I will vainly hang it up.
I was gonna say, don't you hang your picture of yourself up in here?
When I show up, like here's my wall of cool people. I like the one with me with like my black jacket on, like just
just chilling.
Maybe with no shirt on underneath.
Oh God.
Maybe with no shirt on underneath.
All right. But any objection to my number 5, my Tupac?
No.
Yeah.
No, I can't. No, Tupac's. You've seen inside the closet.
Tina
wouldn't let me hang it anywhere in the house. I have I think Alyssa got it for me years ago, but I've got like a Tupac banner. It takes up the whole back wall of the walk-in closet, but it's hanging up in there. That's the only place she'd let me hang it up. She said it creeps her out. It's like a stencil kind of drawing, but she said it was too much.
Oh well,
She said it's not a frat house. So
that's why you got.
I got it in my office.
I'm gonna say that's why you got it in the office.
In the closet.
Yeah.
But man, just on record sales alone, and like, damn, he's got so many good songs, and you know all of them, and look how regarded he is, and he can end people's careers, like if you publicly say something bad about him. Eminem.
Oh yeah.
Once again, somebody that's my age, like the people that are like my age group. There's a few of us: Shaq, Eminem. Even Kid Rock, who I didn't have on my list today, but you don't mess people from our age group. We run this stuff. We're the ones.
Yeah.
72, 73. We 71 to 73.
Yeah.
That's
tough.
We the future. We're the leaders and future leaders of it all.
Well, I have no argument.
But yeah, I'll put Eminem. Like I said, I don't know how many top 10s do you think Eminem has?
He's got to have at least 10.
And they're all edited, of course.
Yeah, I would say 10. Yeah.
I'm going to give him, I think he's had 8 top 10s.
Right.
How many top 10 songs does Eminem have?
As of January 2025, Eminem has had 23 top 10 hits on the Billboard Hot 100.
Wow. 5 number ones, and what did it say, 23 top 10s? That is probably more than freaking anybody, I think.
Is that more than, would that be more than like Michael Jackson?
Yes.
23. I wonder if that is the most, man. That's crazy.
Wow.
Damn it, he's number 5 on your list. Man. Well,
I mean, I knew he was the biggest selling hip hop artist ever, so, but wow.
Well, man, the rap music,
How many number one, all right. How many top 10 songs did the Beatles have?
Top 10. Hard Day's Night, A Day in the Life, Yesterday, Something, She Loves You, Let It Be, Tomorrow Never Knows, Norwegian Wood, Across the Universe. This answer is from GrungeTalk.com.
Yep, 9 top 10 for the Beatles.
So,
but when you go and look at albums, though, you have to compare and contrast here. Eminem probably he's probably had more albums than the Beatles have had. The Beatles were only together for just a few years. And I know
50
that
something. Yeah, but that would be in country.
And George Strait, I'm pretty sure he might be one of those guys that has the most albums, period, that he's put out, him or David Bowie, which I'm surprised he's not on my list. But Eminem that was a good one. 20, 25 or 26 number one or top 10.
wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So, well, next on my list is going a different direction. And I recently did a dive into these people, and I was surprised at how much stuff that I knew by them and just how good they really were. And that's Van Halen. They're
That's who you have at number 4?
yeah.
That's who I have it for. Really.
Yeah.
We didn't change it, guys. We didn't this week I have Van Halen at number 4.
Yeah. And
Wow.
and that's that I think that's just from a recent dive that I just did just a couple of weeks ago. I started listening to all of their albums from the first one, for what's on Spotify anyways, and I was pleasantly surprised, man. I knew they were good, and I wasn't a big David Lee Roth fan, which I'm still not, but I did gain a little bit of respect for his talent in the early days. But I think that Sammy Hagar is better than David Lee Roth.
They made better all around songs with Sammy Hagar. Some of their David Lee Roth stuff, it was gimmicky, but it just had Eddie playing guitar, so it wasn't. It could be, you could do Panama and Jump and really gimmicky songs as long as Eddie was shredding it up. And like, I'll be honest with you, from like 8th grade all the way through high school, what was on the first day of school, what song did I listen to every year?
Hot for Teacher?
Absolutely. that was our go-to on the first day of school. From 8th grade all the way through 12th, the Hot for Teacher.
Yeah.
First day of school jam.
Did you have any hot teachers that you like? Through the. I mean, you were in Florida, so
yeah.
So you probably had.
It was like
had some.
Like 5,000 kids in my high school. We had some teachers that was not so much, but yeah, they was in 2 or 3. Like
I remember one, and I doubt she's ever going to see this yet. But her name was Miss Sullivan in South Carolina. She was good looking. She was probably the youngest teacher that I had, and she was something else. I liked her.
Senorita Smalls, Spanish teacher, bro. I tried. Like I A-gamed it. I'm telling you, like I know that that's so frowned, but I was a teenage boy. I was 16 or 17.
Yeah.
Like I tried. I tried. I ain't gonna lie. I tried.
Yeah.
I don't think me as a 16 or 17-year-old, I don't think I was doing anything wrong.
Yeah, that's right. I understand that.
I don't think I was.
At least you didn't feel like it anyways.
I mean, somewhere in Atlanta, I even had my own place.
Yeah.
So,
then. So I think 16, 17 is a touchy age for that kind of thing, man. But some people are more mature than others, but you still can't be doing shit like that either way. So,
like with my kids, I wouldn't be cool with it.
Hell no.
I mean, it is what it is. If it was my son or my daughter, I'd be way more cool with if it was my son, that was the one, than my daughter.
Of course.
I mean, if it's my daughter, like, bro, I'm probably going to prison.
Yeah, that's a night and day
That's
difference.
That's one of those double standard things. Yeah. Like, what you gonna do?
But anyways, yours was.
We're both on Van Halen at number 4.
Yeah.
All right, so, and this is one that would fluctuate. They're definitely.
This is controversial.
I give them top 25 of all time on any list. They've just got too many good songs, and they're just their songs are very relatable. Even if they're not, they're great to sing along to. Matchbox 20.
Ooh, yeah.
They're a good band. Like, say what you like. I know maybe they're a little too mainstream or whatever, but so I'm thinking like wasn't the Goo Goo Dolls and people like that around about the same time they were? Like, who is better than Matchbox 20 from that time period? They're early 2000s. Man, that Stain was just, I think, they're just good. Like, they're Matchbox 20s, like they're up there all the time. But like, if it was this week, I'm gonna drop them in at number 3.
Yeah,
just to be different.
They have. I can't even find how many hits they have, and they have a bunch.
How many top 10 songs does Matchbox 20 have? Why won't she just tell me?
Yeah, I know that it didn't tell me either whenever I tried to find
How
it.
many top 10 hits did Matchbox 20 have? Back to Good and Push, Yourself or Someone Like You, So I had like 4 or 5.
Only 4 or 5. They had some good songs.
Like I
though.
said, they could
Yeah.
fluctuate. Like, man, I could pull Matchbox 20 and put REO Speedwagon in there. I could easily pull Matchbox 20 and like, my bad, Freddie, my bad. I forgot to put Queen on my list. Like
Me too.
Wow, like how you make a top 10 without Queen on it?
See, I'm telling you, that's what I'm saying. You can every week you could have a different top 10 that's completely different.
Who's that? Volbeat?
Volbeat on your list. Danish rock. Huh. Never heard of them. I don't have any Danish rock on here at all, and I know that the people that really the people
Who's
that
a
like
Danish
that kind
band?
of stuff.
It's not ABBA. They're from Australia, right?
ABBA.
And that's who had that top 10 Rolling Stone. This is kind of what ABBA Dancing Queen was freaking #1 song.
Number one
The all-time songs.
on Roll. That was Rolling Stone.
I seen it on TikTok. It said the #1 Rolling Stone was, and the whole top 10 list was like, what? It did have Hotel California on there, but it was like it was a really jacked up list.
Now, if you want a real top 10 list from real people that's listening to music, you listen to it right here because we're giving it to you.
Yeah, don't pay no attention to that for sure.
Yeah, but Matchbox 20, they're good. It's tough to put them. It's tough to put them where you put them.
That's really highly ranked, but
That is high. That's a number 3.
flavor of the week, we'll call it.
All right, so I have the Beatles.
Everybody's gonna have the Beatles.
Yeah.
Well, not except me.
Man, timeless music, man. I know that you know, my late wife, rest her soul, she was a teacher, and she did upper elementary, and she said that even those kids know who the Beatles are. You can play Beatles songs. She was a music buff and always played music on especially Fridays, and whenever she would play the Beatles, she would have those kids be like, "Oh, I know this song," whether it's from one of the kid movies they've watched or whatever, and it's timeless.
You know what? I think I know why I might not like the Beatles. Some of their songs, once I hear them, I'm like, yeah, all right, that's good. But I think I just figured out why I don't like. Like I just had it's an epiphany.
An epiphany.
Yeah, I just had one. So when I was young, there's like 3 or 4 people that I can remember that were like Beatlemaniacs or whatever they were called.
Yeah.
They were all about the Beatles, and I didn't really like none of them. For whatever reason, not because they liked the Beatles.
Okay.
Or maybe it eventually turned. Maybe collectively, because none of them were associated with each other.
Yeah.
At all, but they were all. I remember they were. I don't know how it. I never connected them dots like that. It just like something just merged in there. I had like a Spicoli moment. Like everything just come together. But yeah. It's because that's why I don't like the Beatles. It's because them people I knew. I've just never really been. I don't know, man. Like, let me say. Remember, Beatles mania was like I wasn't around. I wasn't born yet. We weren't born yet. But you seen all the girls lose their mind and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Imagine if I would have been from England and played music and come over here.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying. Look, they weren't good looking dudes. They were not good looking dudes with their bowl cuts, looking all dorky and stuff. I'm just telling you.
John Lennon dry humped his grandma.
That's disgusting, John Lennon. That is the grossest thing I've ever heard.
So let me ask you this: but being on the Beatles category here, are you an Elvis fan? Do you like any of his stuff?
Only recently.
Okay. Well, they always say that you're either a Beatles or Elvis guy. It's one of the two. And if you like him more than the Beatles, then that would just make sense according to society. If you don't like one, you like the other.
I thought it was on here. I told you that I didn't like Elvis for a long time.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right for your because your grandma.
She's gonna she used to tell me, man, me and my grandpa were like, man, we were tight. Like we would start skiing huts tight. And she used to be like, I'm changing grandpa for Elvis. I'm like, I freaked out. I was like, fuck Elvis. But yeah, like a couple of his songs have really, like, I don't know. I guess I have to appreciate that they, like, those are actually good songs.
Yeah. All right. Well, so we are, somehow I think the Van Halen one got us both off track there because you'd be on number 2 right now. So let me go ahead and give my number 3. I counted, we were both the same, but something happened. So I had Audio Slave, and I crossed them out. Audio Slave is one of my favorite
Wow.
bands from the early 2000s. I don't think that there has been a rock and roll band since Audio Slave came out.
Hey, speaking of artists, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but Like a Stone, that might be a top 10 song of all time.
Awesome song. But I marked them out to make room for the one and only, the greatest country musician to walk the face of the earth, and that's Garth Brooks, everybody. And people are gonna argue with me that Merle Haggard or Alan Jackson is better, or you can even put which Willie is probably better, but Willie he's not in my list today, but I am a big Willie fan. But Garth Brooks, The Thunder Rolls, The Dance,
I mean, those were big hits. They crossed over to mainstream pop too.
yeah. I mean, his music single-handedly changed country music the way it was played. He'd go out there, smash his
And
guitar.
I remember where I was at and like what I was doing at the time. Not on one like or during that time when Friends in Low Places come out.
Oh man, yeah,
Holy crap! Like like
huge.
like let's refer back to some sticks. The best of times. No, I'm just kidding. It wasn't. It was definitely. I mean, I got kids and stuff. That was better. But man, I was a teenager, man, and I was living large.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
Yeah.
Like every day was a good time when I was a teenager. Like that's for sure.
Yeah.
Ooh,
We'll get into the teenage
man,
years.
it have to be a pay-per-view event for me to tell some of them stories. Wow, I might have to answer back to some people on that. I'm like, you told that story? Like, I know who you're talking about.
No names.
Yeah, definitely.
But Garth Brooks, and that was my number 3 slot. Audio Slave was my number 3 slot. So, but Audio Slave, if we did another episode next week of top 10, they would absolutely be in there, and I would probably take Garth out.
I wouldn't put them as a band, like, because I would, that, Like a Stone, ooh, man, that's a great song. And Show Me How to Live.
Yeah, I Am the Highway.
Really good. It's good. It's not as good as them other two though. That's their two. I think that's their 2 best songs.
All right.
I can get into that. I actually before that I was not really a Chris Cornell fan.
Really?
I didn't really like Soundgarden that much.
Man, I can put on the first Audio Slave album right today when I leave here. I could put on that album and listen to the entire thing without skipping a song.
I can tell you something. Chris Cornell literally earned my respect too.
From what? Like when he joined Audio Slave?
Nah.
Like later?
No, he humbled me too.
Oh, did you tried to sing it?
Man, I'll real quick. So it's really Tina's fault. I think Tina tried to make me humiliate myself. She was like that, Like a Stone song. She was like, and I know that song word for word. Like if you was playing it, it might not be good. I could literally sing it. I know it.
Yeah,
I really do. And she was like, sing that song, and I was like, nah. She goes, sing it. So I sang a little bit of it. And she goes, do a little bit more. And then we was on FaceTime. She's like, do it again, sing a little bit of it. And if it was playing, if I had music on, she'd say, she goes, you should totally sing that. So she got it in my head. I could sing this song, and I knew I had it memorized. Like I was on point, and I found a really clean version of the music, and I was going to sing.
you're gonna perform.
Yeah, like I knew how to hold the note, like how long and all that.
Yeah,
had it down. Boom, no problem. I didn't need to do no karaoke. I know the song.
all right.
And I recorded it. And I ain't gonna lie, I was feeling it too at the end. I never made it to the end. Maybe it got better. But about halfway, I watched about the first minute and 20 seconds. And you know how when you don't want nobody to ever see anything, you delete it? Like, I deleted that shit. I went to my deleted file. I deleted that. And I think I might even call Ty. I was like, hey, if I got something on my phone and I delete it, and then I go to recently delete it and I empty out my trash, I was like, is it gone forever? Like, no. He's like, well, depending on if it's in the cloud. I'm like, I'm not connected to the cloud. So we ain't got to worry about that. But because I'm like, The cloud is a weird thing to me. I don't put if it's my videos, old boo videos or something that I want to save.
Yeah.
Like, man, I don't trust that on the cloud. That cloud disappeared. My stuff's gone. I got it on something where I can retrieve it from. But oh,
I would love to have seen that video. We are gonna be recreating some songs on here with me playing guitar
I can't
and
believe I
Pete
did that.
singing, and it's gonna be good. But we gotta start getting some viewership, a few more followers to get on here and see what we can bribe Pete into accepting as a donation to get him to sing
the
some
more
songs.
the more viewers that are on, the more likely you're going to talk me into doing something.
Yeah. So
The crowd inspired. The more people inspires me.
yeah. So we got to get the viewership up. We're gonna get Pete to sing.
We will not beg for viewers. We will build our audience. You guys will see.
That's
Just
it.
Watch. Sit back and watch. All right. So
All right, so
we're
we're
up
at 2.
to our top 2 on each one.
Yeah, your turn.
Now, when you get into the top 2, these that you're talking really high rank. That's up there.
Yeah.
So, there might be weeks. Chris actually thought this would be my number 1, but right. And I'll explain why when I tell you who my number 1 is. But right now, I'm gonna go with Bob Seger.
Number 2, Bob Seger for you.
Actually, Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band. And one reason I would put them at number 2 because I believe Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band, Live Bullet, recorded live at Cabo Hall in Detroit, 1973 or 4, is the best rock and roll album ever made.
Ever.
Live. The band, the Silver Bullet Band and Bob Seger was on point that night. And like those songs like Beautiful Loser and Traveling Man and Turn the Page, if you don't think they were on point that night, go listen to the studio versions of those songs. And the ones they play on the radio are the ones they recorded that night live. So they rarely, like I hear them because like I have Bob Seger Pandora or something like that. Like, so I've heard some of this. Like, I remember the first time I heard them, like, I was like, that's terrible. I was like, because up until that point, for years and years, I'd only heard the versions from
The live.
Yeah. And I mean, and, and he's got, and then on other albums, he's got Night Moves and,
he's got a bunch of stuff.
Fire Lake. That's not on Live Bullet. Man, Bob Seger's got some great songs. Now, old time rock and roll, you take that song and Tom Cruise and anybody that wants to spoof it or anything like that and completely erase it all. And I'd be fine. If I never heard old time rock and roll in my life, I would be just as good. But I could definitely do without it.
I have probably slid through the living room with my socks on and listening to that.
Did you really?
I'm sure I did. You got to remember, I'm 10 years or so younger than you. So, I probably thought that was cool to come slide out of nowhere. If I would have seen
you, I'd have been like, you're such a dork.
Oh, yeah. Look, coming in there with your pajamas on, you got your big goofy socks on, and you got your fake guitar that's an actual broom, the old school broom, come running through the house.
Please tell me you didn't do that.
Oh yeah, man, my daddy's sitting in there, probably my grandma and grandpa, come sliding through, and I'm on there, play that old time and getting it, buddy.
Was the sunglasses on and shit?
I probably didn't have sunglasses. We were poor, so I probably didn't have sunglasses.
Man, I can't believe that you did that.
I think you should recreate it.
Did you try to be Maverick?
Try to be. I was Maverick.
I just thought about that because I thought about how old I was with Top Gun. I was like, wait, man, he might have been really a little too caught up in Top Gun.
Man, that's one of my favorite movies.
That was some smooth stuff how he did with the girl.
Yeah.
We won't go into it right now. But
man, all right.
That's some smooth stuff. Like, I learned a little something from that movie with the way they played that Berlin song, Take My Breath Away, and he had almost kissed her, and man, by the time he did kiss her, she's ready to do everything. Anything he wanted.
Hey,
I could be a little more blunt about how it was. But we won't. All right, so I got Secret number 2, and what you got?
I got the Eagles at number 2. I got the Eagles, one of the greatest country, the greatest rock and roll band that didn't know they were country.
Well, that's just because, man, I'm gonna go ahead and that kind of gives it away. I got the Eagles at number one, and the reason I got them at number one is because they have their music library of good songs is freaking endless. It really is. Like if you did a great don't in their greatest hits like a part 1, 2, 3, and 4 or something.
It's got to be. I was getting ready to look up how many top 10 hits they had.
They're just they're all time. Sometimes I might put Bob Seger ahead of them, but the Eagles will always be like at least top 5.
Dude, oh my God! Look at these top 10 Eagles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. It says.
Tied with Eminem for top 10 hits.
Wow.
Wow for Eminem. Like, damn, dude, you got as many top 10s as the Eagles do?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so.
24 top 10 hits. And those are every one of those songs, that's just,
oh, yeah.
This is like this top 10. This is the only time the only people you'd ever get to listen to forever. Man, if you got the Eagles, you got a lot of stuff to listen to.
You do that. That's a good number one and number two. Now, anybody who knows me or has been watching the podcast, you already know Fish is my favorite band, and that is my number one. And that they probably wouldn't be my number one in every top 10, but they're going to be in the top 3.
I was just about to ask, are they going to be number one every time?
No, but they're going to be in the top 3 or so every time for me, and that's over like the Dead and stuff, and I put them over the Dead because I think Fish is a better band.
I honestly don't think I know a Fish song.
You probably don't. And the thing about Fish, man, is they're just like you with Bob Seger. They're a live band. Their best stuff is live. Their albums, I've listened to most of them. Their studio albums aren't the best, in my opinion. The last 2 or 3 that they've put out, they're probably the best ones that they have.
Fish ain't never made a song that made me want to go out and buy a Chevy pickup truck. Bob Seger did.
I mean, I can. You're right. You're right. You're right.
I have a Ford truck. Like, I'm not. That don't matter. If I like the truck, I like the truck. But man, when them commercials come out, and they be like you wanted like that one truck they have on that. I remember that commercial. That one, it was black. So I was like, man, that's a good looking truck right there.
It is. The song got you too. You were all, man, Bob Seger's singing about that thing. I could get one. I could get one.
Another Against the Wind. That was a really good song.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
My cousin Jeff that passed away. Against the Wind from Bob Seger and Walk on the Ocean from Toad the Wet Sprocket. That might have something to do with why I'm really, but that was like the only song by them he knew. But where does everyone from around here when people graduate high school, where do they go?
Where?
Myrtle Beach.
Oh yeah, the beach, yeah, Myrtle Beach for sure.
That's everybody on the East Coast. Everybody from around here. That's where they go when they graduate. I didn't graduate from here, so I didn't go there. Party place. Myrtle Beach it is. If you know about it, you know about it.
If there's anybody that's watching this that doesn't know about Myrtle Beach, put a comment in there.
Yeah, but he had his I don't even remember where she was from, but his fling. I don't know exactly. I don't know if he got just to first base or second base, or if he smashed it out of the park. I don't remember, but I remember. Like a year, oh man, it was like 8, 9 months after we were doing something somewhere, and this song was on. And it seemed like he might have been helping us work or something. He would no, it wouldn't have been. I don't remember, but he was there. He was helping us do something, and that song was playing, and we were all kind of quiet. And I looked over. I was like, man, you all right? He's like, yeah, man. And I was like, what's wrong with you? He's like, nothing, man, nothing. I was like, man, yeah, something clear. He's like, man, it's this song, man. And I was like, what about it? He goes, man, it's like one of my favorite songs. And I was like, really? I was like, I like it too. I was like, why you? And he's like, no, man, you don't understand. This girl at the beach.
Oh, God.
Grad week. You know how he was. He was kind of shy about girls and stuff. And but like I said, I think he told me, I don't remember what it was, but I just remember the song. Because anytime I go visit the cemetery, I always go over and He'll be my last stop on the way out.
Yeah.
And I always lay my phone down and play Walk on the Ocean every time I go.
That's awesome.
So that's probably why maybe Toad the Wet Sprocket's always going to rank really, really high for me. That might have a lot to do it. But, man, some of the other songs are just, like, I like that band. So that was a weird one coming in at 9. Like I said, my Charlie Daniels band, I could snatch them out and put Queen, Prince, Ray Charles, Elton John, friggin' Snoop Dogg. Boston should make a top 10.
They should. I think that one was a spontaneous pick for you, because I had a country one in there.
Well, I mean, I was gonna go with the country. Actually, initially, I was gonna go with Hank Williams Jr. He's got some good songs.
Junior does. He does. He was a firecracker too.
Man, I don't drink, but if I was hanging out with Hank Williams Jr. and I didn't have no, even though that's not how the lyrics of the song goes, if I didn't have a girlfriend or no relationship obligations, like the Whiskey Man Hellbound song is that's a good song. But it starts off shady as shit because he's like, I got a good woman at home. Like, you need to stop, Hank. Hush. Things I do no wrong. Like, man, hush, bro. You telling on yourself.
Yeah, I think that there's that was my like today top 10 most influential people that I could kind of think of, just off the hip. If I was to put some time into it, I would probably want to do like a top 50 just to make sure that I name all of my favorites, because there's just so many.
Even when you get to 50, there's going to be like, you're going to have to snub some people to do 50.
And that's the
if you're
thing.
If you're really a music lover and are you like the Police? They've got that unique reggae kind of. Are you really going to deny them from being in the top 50? But
U2.
Oh, I don't like them.
Oh man, for real?
Man, Chris, I remember when U2 was born.
Okay.
It was the US Festival. I was in 7th grade. Pretty sure 6th or 7th grade. It was the damn US Festival. And I'm pretty sure the US Festival, they played like in Philly, LA, London, and somewhere else. They did like 3 or it might have been just been a 3 or maybe in a 4th place. Concerts like simultaneously or something.
Yeah, okay,
Like, it was a big thing.
Yeah.
Nobody knew who U2 was. I mean, they had like one hit or something, maybe. I think it was the Sunday, Bloody Sunday song. I think that's what they were playing. And stupid Bono crawled the thing over the stage. He crawled up the damn side of it, got on top of it, and sang that song from the top of it. And I was like,
show off.
I knew then that I didn't like them. I'd already, because it was MTV. I'd already seen the video.
Yeah.
I was like, I ain't feeling these people.
Man.
And he climbed up there, and I knew right then, even as a kid, I was like, oh, these fools are going to be around forever. They're never going away. Now, I knew, like, you was too young to remember that, but anybody, I don't know if you guys remember that when Bono crawled up on top of the thing at the US Festival. It was in the very early days of YouTube, and you know what else makes me mad about YouTube? Who the hell named the guitar player The Edge? And what's edgy about that dude?
Hey man, The Edge is a phenomenal guitar player.
Yeah, and the Fonz is cool. He might whatever.
Because he lives life. He plays that guitar. He's living on the edge, man. Maybe that's why they call him the Edge. I don't really know, because in the early days, the Edge definitely didn't fit his look.
If he walked up on you, somebody named the Edge, you'd be like, you'd be on edge around. You'd be like, keep an eye on him. You would think, right? If you was around him, would he make you in any way, shape feel that way?
No, but what I can tell you is that you need to go back and listen to the U2 album Under a Blood Red Sky. That one that's an older one.
I've heard it. I mean, I've been around since. I mean, like, I've never heard anybody go, "Oh man, did you hear that guitar solo on U2's new song?" No.
Shit.
I had never heard anybody talk about. I've never,
Well, look, in all of your years, you're getting ready to hear it. You need to go and listen to that album, and you tell me the Edge's guitar. Yeah, man, you tell me the Edge's guitar playing just isn't wow, badass. I mean, that was like inventive stuff that he was doing in those early days. The way he played, the style he did, the sounds that were coming
Now,
out of his guitar.
I
That
guess
was that was new stuff.
I will give Bono. Hadn't he done like a lot of humanitarian stuff?
Oh yeah, yeah. He's definitely hippie.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, yeah. He's a good guy. He's fighting for the people
he-
that can't fight.
He might not take a shower if he's a hippie. Some hippies don't take showers, and I've seen a list of famous people that people don't like to be around because they stink.
Do you think Bono's from the Matrix?
The way-
From the Matrix. He likes to wear them black clothes and the.
No, I think he's just he was a weird little kid that grew up in England and like. He don't play no instruments. He just sings.
I'll say Scottish.
He could write. Maybe I don't know. He could write some. He could write. He could probably write. He's probably a pretty good poetry writer or something.
Yeah, they're good. They would. They're another one that would be in my. They would definitely be in a top 20 list. I think they would have made.
Do they get political?
Yeah,
He
does.
Man, I that's one thing I will say this, like even during the past election and other elections when bands play for politicians and stuff, like I don't care who it is, it could be my all-time favorite song or performer or one of like favorite athlete. Nobody like that has ever endorsed a politician and made me go, I gotta switch. Look, on either side, like I don't give two shits what people's political views are, famous people especially.
Oh yeah, I'm with you. But as a performer and a musician, if the Republicans and the Democrats and the Independents called me and was like, "Hey, we want you to come play our, whatever it is, play at our rally or whatever."
Right.
As a performer and a musician, I would say absolutely to all three of them. And I would have showed up at different days, and I would have had my blue stuff on for the one, the red one on for the other, and then whatever the Independents had, the white or whatever, I would have been up there and I would have been like, yes, you vote for these people. Why? Because I don't care. I don't care. Politics, I don't care about.
They would like I wouldn't do music. I would be telling jokes, and I'll tell you right now, don't neither side want to hear the jokes I'm telling about them. They both kicking me out somewhere mid set. They can be like, "What did you just say about it?
Who
like,
hired him?"
Like y'all because I don't know. Like we got all these people on the right. We got all these people on the left saying you need to go this way, you need to go that way. 75% of us are right here in the middle. And honestly, in my opinion, the sooner the 75% of us right here in the middle realize that we all have the same common interest in mind, man, this would be so much of a better country.
Oh yeah, we'd be able to have so much more fun. People would be so much happier. But
yeah, I don't get political. I've never said that I support it because honestly, it really depends on what the issue is.
I agree with you. I could be Republican, Democrat, Independent. It depends who's got the better idea.
Yeah.
And who's not gonna. I ain't getting into it, but whoever's got the better idea.
Yeah, conservatives they bring too much religion into politics, and if it makes sense, liberals don't bring enough religion. And I think religion should actually completely be kept out of politics, but it's okay to still have your beliefs.
Yeah.
Your core values.
Yeah, and I think it's okay with politics. It's okay for everybody to think whatever they want to think and whatever side they want, and to still be able to get along with people. You don't have to hate me because of the way that I think, because I don't hate you because of the way you think. I may not agree with it, but I don't hate you for it.
Oh, there's people that straight up really hate people.
Oh, they do.
Yeah, I can't get down with that. Man, we can agree just to disagree, and honestly, that's even though I won't go there, the political disagreements, man, that is freaking comedy gold.
Oh, it really is.
It really. I mean, I could sit and write jokes about it forever. It's like I'm not gonna. It's just one of those things you can just really There's so much comedy and I'm not picking out one. Like, I'm making fun of everybody.
Oh, we could do an hour-long show of going and finding, Instagram reels and TikTok shorts and stuff about just people that are in politics that are talking, and make an hour-long clip of that stuff of just different people talking and how stupid they sound.
No, where they take the best political video ever of all time is Trump and Hillary doing "I Had the Time of My Life" together.
Oh my God! Yeah, at their
You're the one thing. That is so, man. Whoever did that, that was pure genius.
Yeah,
that was the best.
yeah.
So yeah, but definitely, like, I like as you guys leave some comments. Hope you made this far into it. Like put your top 5 or your top 3 or just your favorite, or if you think our list is crazy. Like you might think my list is crazy this week, and next week, I might change it up. I could see the Eagles and Bob Seger are still gonna make top 10 pretty much every time, but I could see pretty much the rest of my list potentially changing.
Yeah, I could see a lot of my list changing for 100%. If I did another top 5 or another top 10, there would maybe be 1 or 2 of my bands to stay in the top 10 for that time.
I kind of feel like I should be punished because I don't have Prince or Queen on there.
Yeah, I'm surprised that I didn't put Queen on mine either.
Freddie Mercury, best frontman ever.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there hadn't been one better than him yet. There's been some to try, but they don't. There ain't nothing like seeing his little ass out there with a half a microphone stand.
Yeah,
getting it.
We got some skit videos coming up of Chris doing the Risky Business redo.
Maybe.
What was the other one you said you did? Oh, dancing to the Whitney Houston video.
Oh yeah, the dancing to the Whitney Houston. Anybody want to see me do that?
Oh my gosh.
I'm telling you, that's my jam right there. That is
if I
why.
have to, I swear to you, it's right in there. We'll set up the light, all the big light. I'll set all the big lights up, and I will hang that green screen that and I'll have Alyssa edit that video.
Well, it's kind of like
if I tell Tyler, be like, if I send Tyler this song and be like, I want you to listen to this song, and I'm gonna tell you something really cool, and then he's gonna listen to the part and be like, what about this song? Like, Chris is gonna dance to that song for us. He'd be like, all right, I'm in.
That's my jam. Now, I don't dance good. I don't dance good, but that's my song though. I do whenever it comes on. I get it. I want to dance with somebody. That's my.
I remember Whitney though. But yeah, like what was she, about 5 or 6 years older than me, something like that. I mean, I was a young teenager, but I wasn't scared.
Yeah.
If she'd rolled up and been like, hey, yeah.
Just from that video.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I wasn't scared. And knowing me, like, if I met her, I would be like, hey, yo, what's up?
Yeah.
She'd be like, really? But confidence is everything. We talked about it near the end of the last time.
Yeah, we did. You got to have confidence.
So, but yeah, I got what you got going on over the weekend?
I'm gonna go out to a little '80s thing, little gathering here in town tonight.
They're gonna be playing, the Simple Minds song.
Oh yeah.
From the Breakfast Club.
Yeah. They're gonna be playing all that stuff. They do have an '80s tribute band that's gonna be out there, so I'm gonna go out there, hang out, see what's happening.
I'm doing a softball tournament tomorrow, so it'll be 4 or 5 games I'll play.
You're gonna be wore out.
Nah, man. I mean, it's easy.
I might come out there and get a video.
I didn't get to play last night. Like the game before I was playing, it started drizzling in the last inning, and then the bottom fell out right when it was time for our game to start. It was lightning and stuff. They immediately canceled it. Drove all the way down there for nothing. But Tuesday night we won. It was a high scoring game. We won by 1. Played a team. It's actually not a church team. It's a weekend team. Like a really strong team, and but we have like the church. What's neat about it is everybody actually goes to the church on that team. That's very rare for a team to be that good.
Now, you've seen all of them there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody goes and we're supposed to get together and do a weekend a bigger like stronger class tournament with that
Right.
team. We asked everybody. We all talked about it the other day, and a couple of them are getting married. It's a bunch of young baseball players, but man, but that's the second time that when we batted in the top of the last inning that we batted. The last run that was batted in before the third out was made was the run that I batted in.
Nice. Well, that got you the win.
Yeah, because I asked Randy was wrong. I was like, somebody got one more hit with 2 outs with that runner on third base.
Who was
I said that we won by 1 run. I was like, who was that again?
Was that
I was
me?
like, all right, that was me. I was like, I always come through in the clutch. I was like, but that's the second time where, because we were up by 6, but they scored 5 in the bottom of the 7th.
Okay.
And they played 7 innings.
Yeah.
And we were up by 6 and they scored 5 and then got the third out.
Y'all let them get 5? Y'all let them come back though?
No, actually it was in the 6th inning when they come back. No, because in the top of the 7th, I didn't bat. We didn't score in the top of the 7th, I think is what it was.
But y'all were already up by 1, so y'all got to the top of the 7th. That was the end.
No, we tied it in the top of the 7th, and then I got a hit. We went up by
there you
1
go.
because I was on base.
Yeah.
And I was like, I wanted the next person. I was like, man, we need to have more than 1 run. We need to get some runs up.
Yeah.
And they made the third out.
All right.
And I was like, damn, we're only up by 1. I was like, but I put us in the lead, and we held on to it.
Heck yeah.
It was nice.
Yeah. Well,
Thank God. The last dude we got out, we hadn't got him out the whole game, and the dude behind him, we hadn't got out the whole game. And then when I seen them 2 coming up, and there was one guy on, I was like, man, one of our outfielders, them young boys, he made a phenomenal play.
Heck yeah.
Shout out to Sam. I know he's never gonna see us, but
Yeah.
he made some great plays. He was the MVP.
I'll try to come out there and see you on Saturday. I got the band coming over. We're gonna have a jam on Saturday, and then I have another buddy. I'm gonna go over and he makes music, and I'm gonna go over there and put some guitar stuff down his.
Chris has got a band. Some of his band. He's got Dole and Randy, and who is the lyricist? Remember the Oblongata. dot.
Is that from Oh Brother?
Sling Blade. We got a damn band, Randy.
Oh yeah, we got
Randy.
damn band, Randy.
Yeah, Dole. Dole's in the band.
Yeah.
You got Randy.
Was it Brunson or something like that?
What was his mother? It just ain't right, Dole.
I can't remember. I forgot about that though.
That one, like, I don't know why I was scared of him. That one dude's like a biker dude and stuff.
I know it.
He goes, just ain't right, Dole. And he goes, get the fuck out.
Yeah. Yeah. I probably could have took him. Drunk especially.
Man, that little kid throwing stuff at him. Like, that's a great movie.
Yeah.
And that character, that's a quotable character. When I used to, me and my kids' mom still together, and I couldn't go to the big poker tournament, so she didn't know what we was actually playing for, but I'd have a little card game on Friday night, so I'd invite 8 or 9 friends over.
Yeah, I remember.
And sometimes more than that.
Yeah.
we would have our poker game. But you know what I'd always do? Remember when they were sitting there at the table with Sling Blade, when he calls me, and I go, it'd be Friday, and this is how I would let her know that we were playing cards that night, which is about 3 or 4 Fridays a month. if not 4, at least 3.
Yeah.
I go, you know what I'm going to do? I'm gonna call the boys up. Get a card game together. And I swear, like, she didn't even realize you remember in the movie, she's like, don't.
Yeah.
Like, she'd always be like, don't do that. she didn't even realize that she was like, but she knew, I think she knew where I got that from.
That's
or
hilarious.
she just knew when I'd say that every week.
Yeah.
Maybe she's pretty naive. She probably actually never knew what I was quoting. But I'd be like, hey, you know what we do? I'm calling goddamn boys up. We're going to get this card game together.
Yep. So,
Not tonight.
so you did it every so often. Only 5 Fridays a month.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
You know.
Well.
When you're, I don't do that. I play poker still, and we're going to get into that. I am the best poker player in the world, actually. Texas Hold'em, the best. But I don't get play as much as I used to. Like, I think they're having this stuff at Harris this week.
Are
That's
they?
just going on. And I'm so busy with softball and everything else right now. The new place in Danville, whenever they have it up there, I'm definitely going to go up there and play.
All right.
I'll do like a, we may have to hook it up where we can do, if I'm going to be up there on a Thursday or Friday, we do our show from, you can do it from your place, we can split screen it.
Yeah.
Like Ocho and Shannon Sharp.
Yeah.
But I don't want to do much like Shannon Sharp does because I don't know what's up with that dude right
Yeah,
now.
but we're going to be hitting some of that a little bit once some more info comes out. I mean, I don't like you. We're not TMZ, but I'm interested in that kind of stuff. His stuff. I'm interested in the Diddy trial. Just like we've talked about it a couple times, just briefly. Just wanting to know who's involved and did they do some nasty stuff? Because if they did, they're probably getting banned from our list of movies.
I heard that there was something put in the lotion bottles, like it was baby oil or whatever, but they had added something in,
like drugs or
I
something.
don't know.
Huh.
Yeah. Like you have to be careful what you say on these, but
No.
yeah, there was something added to it. I was like, man,
Well,
them dudes are y'all crazy,
Man,
man. I don't know if it was true or not.
no, but there's going to be a bunch of stuff coming out. They're still trying to pick the jurors and stuff, which we'll see how all that goes.
Man, I caught myself watching a Perez Hilton video this morning.
Really?
Well, he was talking about Diddy, and I've met him before, and
Who did he?
no, Perez Hilton. I met him at VidCon in L.A. years ago. He's not a very. I have no problem against people who like him. He's gay. I have no problem with that. That don't bother me. He was just real. Like he thought he was really I don't know. He kind of like he was a little overconfident.
All right. Well, like
In a way that rubbed me wrong. Like, I mean, I didn't I hate him. I was just like, there's no way I couldn't be around this dude very much. He was a little too. He was kind of fake eccentric.
yeah.
And if I know he'll never see this, and if he ever did see it, and he got mad. I don't care. Like, please do a video and say that I said that you were fake eccentric, Perez Hilton. You know who he is, right?
I don't.
You don't know who Perez? Okay, well.
No, I'll have to.
He's been around for a long time.
Okay,
Yeah.
I know the name, but I can't picture who
He started out on YouTube, I'm pretty sure.
All right.
All those people like that. But I know all the old YouTubers. It was funny. I got a text from somebody that used to have millions of subscribers on YouTube that was having a Facebook issue. Hit me up yesterday. I was like, man, you got to contact your Facebook, and I talk to them like ever so often.
Yeah.
But when we used to do the prank videos on MTV and stuff, they were actually on more episodes than I was on because her boyfriend John, when we had already become friends, and I was like, people from Prank hit me up, and he walked me through my negotiation. He said, this is how much they're going to offer for your video. Tell them you want this much, and they're going to offer you this, and that's what you end up with that.
All right.
And he was dead. He was like, so that was pretty cool. Because I would have got like a lot less money.
Yeah.
And cable, when you see people on cable TV, they don't make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Man.
That's why they got to keep working.
Yeah, for like some of the cable channels around here, like locally around here, if we rented or did it from here, like you can buy airtime for like $150, $200 an hour late at night on some cable channels.
Probably late at night.
It's like so cheap. Like, man, you could just sit on there. You could be like Pete's TV hour and just sit on there and be like, so I got one. Like,
just sit up there and do nothing.
This is literally a TV show about nothing. Not like Seinfeld. No, we ain't doing nothing. I'm just gonna sit. This is my TV show. I paid for this hour, and you know what? I managed to sell 2 commercials for the 20-minute and the 22-minute mark.
You just sit there and not say nothing. Look at the camera and just like eat oatmeal or cereal. Don't say nothing. Just sit there and eat it.
Man, I'll have one of them obscure medicine companies give me like $25 to run an ad on there. Let's go. We'll have the late night TV show streamed everywhere. All right.
We're still before we go. We're still looking for a name for the podcast. So if y'all can think of something,
I don't know. I'm kind of feeling something with the smoke detector, with it beeping or. So like if we could, there we speak. As I said, it went off again.
Yeah. The ceiling birds, the chirping
Man,
ceiling
I'm doing
birds. up
Facebook
there.
Lives. I'm up here with the monkeys all the time, and I come up here a lot. And I seriously, I think I've just become immune to it. And Tina sits, she uses that bathroom a lot of times to do her makeup. So she's up here for whatever she's,
Yeah.
sitting in front of the mirror doing, playing makeup. I think she puts makeup on and takes it off or something. I don't know what she does. I know she's up there. It don't take her a long time to get ready, but if she has time, she might be up here for like 2, 3. She's listening to a couple albums and stuff.
And she's up here partying.
Listen to some weird music.
Yeah.
Who does she listen? She listens to REM a lot.
I like REM. What's his name? Michael Stipe?
Sipes or something like that.
Yeah.
Sipes.
Yeah.
Never,
He's good. Anyways,
never a
this-
big fan.
the music one. This has been a fun one though. I like
Yeah.
it. I like doing the top 10. That was
Yeah,
good,
like
man.
maybe in like a month we'll revisit and see where I see where. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, for one song, I almost stuck Ed Sheeran like at number 10.
Man.
For the Thinking Out Loud song, that's a good song.
Man.
Like it's kind of cheesy. All right, and we're gonna end it with this. Like I actually can answer this question, and I've actually got to talk to this person. Is there one song you can hands down absolutely say that's my favorite song?
I'd have not on the spot. No, I'd have to think about it. I think I like so much music, and being a music guy that I am, I'd have to really think about it. But you obviously have one.
Oh yeah,
Who is
the group is called Will to Power.
Okay.
They had a lot of they had some dance hits, I know, but they're the ones that took the Peter Frampton song "Baby I Love Your Way," and the girl sings those lyrics, part of those lyrics, and the guy sings the lyrics from Freebird, and they mash it together.
I have not heard.
And it is like, and the girl who sings it, well, the guy that's in the video of that song, like, I didn't realize I was actually messaging with him. I thought, but the stuff he sent me and stuff, it was definitely him.
Really?
And he was smashing on Susie real bad. He was talking about junk, and he sent me some videos. It wasn't nothing her nude or nothing like that, but she was partying.
Yeah.
And he thought it was funny that he sent those videos to me, and I wasn't cool with that at all. I was like, whatever. But Susie Carr is the girl who sings that, and man, she just has one of the best voices ever. And one night I was on Twitter and I come across, I was like, Formula of Will to Power, and I looked and I was like, I sent her a thing. I was like, "Are you Susie Carr that used to sing for?" You sing for Will to Power? She's like, I used to sing for him. I don't. I was like, she's like, I can only perform as Susie Carr, formerly of Will to Power. And I was like, are you serious right now? That's honestly, that's probably like I've got to talk and interact with some pretty well known people, famous people because of Boo and other stuff I've done. That's the only time I've ever actually really been starstruck.
That's cool.
Like I was like, damn. I was like.
You weren't speechless, were you?
No, you know me. I was like, Susie, I was like, let me explain something to you. I said, that song, I said, I like that song better than both of the originals. I said, Susie, that is my all-time favorite song. I said, Susie, I want that song played at my funeral. There's 2 songs. I want that song, play that song first. And then Joe Satriani, Always With You, Always With Me. It's just a guitar song. That's all it is, a guitar. And just like they do in the video, at about the halfway point, everybody get up and start walking out, if you don't mind.
If you don't mind.
As the music's fading out. That's just the way I want, gotta go out. Like, that's how I want it to be.
Like, just like this
I don't
tattoo
care
right
if there's
here.
5 people there or 5,000. That's how I want it to be.
It's better to burn out than to fade away.
Yeah.
Not his song, but that's how you do it.
And let me, at the end of this, let me quote the great Bodie. The Bode Master. What did she call him? The Buddha, something.
Oh, I can't think of it. I know what you're trying to say, though. I can't think of it.
Yeah, but he's whatever he's supposed to be from Point Break. Bodie,
Yeah.
Patrick Swayze. It's not tragic to die doing what you love. But don't jump out of no airplanes, guys. I'm not.
Yeah.
All right, it's been a fun episode, and thank you guys for watching. We will see you guys on Monday afternoon. This will go up on the Facebook by tomorrow. I have to wait on it to finish processing and stuff. So you guys will see us on Facebook on Tuesday, on Monday on YouTube. Usually Mondays and Fridays, usually right around 1 o'clock. We live stream these, uncut, unedited. Sorry about leaving Queen out of the top 10. And let us know what you think about your music stuff. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Chris, close them out.
And that's it. Love you guys. Take care of your mental health. We'll see you next time.
All right, see you guys.